Well, Ross, let's start with the correct pronunciation of your name. If you can give us an example.
Just Geldenhuis, Ross Geldenhuis.
Does it annoy you get various versions of that?
No, not at all. I've grown to get used to it, so it doesn't annoy me at all. I've heard all sorts since I've been here, so it's been good.
All right, let's just have a quick recap of your sporting life. Where did you first pick up a football and kick it around?
Oh, probably watching my dad grow up. He was playing rugby and coaching pretty early on in my life. He was always a club man at Villages Rugby Club, so pretty early on in my life I picked up a rugby ball. But yeah, and then just at school really, just playing all age grade stuff, and then a little bit of provincial.
Well, you just talk about your school, St Andrews, wasn't it? And that's quite a significant rugby school in South Africa.
Yeah, St Andrews College in Grahamstown in the Eastern Cape. It's it was a real good school for me and boarding school. So, they got all the naughtiness out of me. So, yeah, and rugby helped with that too.
Were you playing sort of first 15 at what sort of age?
First 15, around 16 years old. So yeah, I was a bit fatter then, 128 kilos, but it was good.
Were you always in the front row, I suppose, at that size?
I remember back in my young days I was eighth man, and then I became a lock, but pretty early on. I think I was 14 when I moved over to tight head prop, and I've been there ever since. What
made you choose the tight head side above loose?
I can't really remember. I think we just had a good loose head, so I needed to help in the other position, and yeah.
There's a significant difference between the two roles, isn't it? It looks simple on TV, but it's a different technique altogether.
Yeah, totally. It's like only great props, I think, can play both, and I've tried to play on the other side, and we played against the Brumbies, and I hadn't done it in a while, so I needed to learn quickly, otherwise I was going to be put in all sorts of positions. But yeah, no, definitely it's two total different. One's you keeping the scrum up, and tight head you're trying to scrum pretty low, so it's total difference.
What about the scrumming at the moment? A frustration for you with the new interpretation, because we're getting quite a few of them in the last couple of games?
Yeah, not really. It's just, it's that fine line, like 10 centimetres with your feet position is quite a significant outcome in the scrum. So, I'm trying to get that right, and it all depends on the engage too. So, like if you engage too far, then your feet positioning, is going to be wrong, and if you don't engage too far, then it's the same thing. You're going to get caught too deep. So, yeah, you got to feel it and change it up on the go, I think.
I just look at your resume. You played for a lot of teams in South Africa. You have a lot of movement. What was the driving force? Are you just looking for more game time?
It's a whole lot of different things. If you fall out of favour, you got to look elsewhere and try and get in favour somewhere else. And it's rugby's hard work if you're not a Springbok or All Black or starting week in, week out. We also had quite a few coaches at the one union, so you might have been in with the one coach, and then he brings all his players the next year, and you've signed a 3-year deal. So it's pretty tough holding a bag, and I don't want to hold a bag all year. So you got to look for places where you can grow your rugby and you can get on the field.
Tell us about the decision to come to New Zealand. What prompted that?
It's just a bit of both. I had a good opportunity to be a rugby development officer for a small club in Picton called Watoi, and that was awesome for me. And there was a good chance, or not a good chance, maybe a chance of me playing for the Marcos. So I looked at that and I was like, if this whole rugby thing doesn't work out, I can still carry on playing a bit of club rugby and maybe a bit of ITM Cup, and it's all seemed to work out pretty well.
So did you specifically pick New Zealand out, or did you just look around the world and see what might suit you?
It was more my wife. She was looking around, and I think she heard good things from when I was over here, and she was pretty excited to look for a place in New Zealand, and we've got a small family too, so it's got a boy that was born last week, so that was pretty cool. And you know, we just wanted to look for something a bit different and you know, give it a full tilt.
So he was born in Otago, is he? He's a Otago boy.
Yeah, in the hospital, yeah, no.
We'll remind you of that when he's growing up. Yeah. So where do you base? Are you based living in somewhere in Tasman now?
No, I'm based here, and then I'll just go over there for the 3 months or 4 months of ITM Cup, and then come back down here.
But that, obviously last season's with Tasman would have been a fantastic little season. Not much expected of the team, and they delivered.
Yeah, well, I don't know what everyone else's perceptions were, but I mean, we went out to try and win every game and win the competition, like every team probably wants to do that. But that was our main focus, and you know, we didn't quite get there. We fell one step short, but you know, we enjoyed playing with all the guys, and for me, everyone was new, so I had to learn a whole lot of names but they're all a great bunch of guys, and the coaching staff really backed the players, which helps too.
And I think you played an exciting brand of rugby too. People enjoyed watching you play.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the Marco's things. You know, they try and play a lot of running rugby and score many tries, and just the final, I don't know what it was.
Well, you haven't been there before, so understandable nerves. Ranging around the field, that seems to be one of your skills. You like to run with the ball in hand. We've seen plenty of that.
Yeah, I like to do my basics too, but running with the ball is always, you know, maybe I should pass a few more times, but you know, I try and create something, you know, gain a few meters with the running with the ball.
What was the connection to the Highlanders? How did that come about?
I was in talks with Otago quite a while back, and then I think they were going through liquidation or something like that, and then that all fell through. And then you know, a few years later, I just played for the Marcos, and I did all right, and the coaches gave me a call and asked if I'd like to play Super Rugby, and obviously I jumped at that.
Well, it was based on nothing like success to bring yourself to the attention of selectors, eh?
Yeah, I think the success helps a bit. Hopefully it wasn't just on the Marco season, you know, it was hopefully they looked at our scrums, and our scrum was doing well, and you know, it's a whole eight-man thing, but yeah, it's pretty tough up front sometimes.
And what is it you think the coaches like about you? You know, what do you think stands out?
Oh, I'm just maybe, I don't know, I think I'm a good guy.
Good start.
Yeah, and I don't really, maybe a bit of work ethic. I try and work hard. There's a lot of competition here down at the Highlanders, so you know, there's some good props here, and I'm just trying to work hard and you know, get into wearing a jersey, not just holding a bag.
You see yourself settling in New Zealand long term post rugby?
I definitely think that's an option. I really enjoy it here, and the people have been awesome. The Marcos have done a lot for me to stay here. So the Highlanders, so you know, I owe a little bit back to them, and my family's really happy here, and we'll probably go back and see the family in South Africa every now and again. But you know, my wife's extremely happy here, so you know, the wife's happy, then I'm happy, so it's all good.